Hey everybody, for bloodhorse.com, I'm Evan Hammonds. I'd like to thank you to the Final Four edition of After the Wire, brought to you by EquiAid, the makers of Bodybuilder and other fine natural products. Well, now we're at that point where the rubber hits the road, with the races being worth 100 qualifying points for the Kentucky Derby. The winners over the weekend were definitely 100-pointers. Where to begin? Let's start at Fairgrounds, where Revolutionary was looking for a good trip in the Louisiana Derby off a rough and tumble win in the Withers at Aqueduct back in early February. The recipe for disaster was there, breaking from post 3 in a 14-horse field, but his trip was as easy as a ride on the St. Charles Street trolley. Breaking a bit tardy, Javier Castellano kept Revolutionary back in 12th place early on. They hugged the rail as they sailed around the first bend. Now down the backstretch, here's the key. Castellano took the Son of War pass off the fence and out wide for clear sailing. Luckily, there was a pretty warm pace up front, set by Hip 469 and Titletown 5. It helped soften up the front end pretty good. Now Revolutionary took about a 6-wide trip around the field and was picking them off with authority and was already at the head of the class by the time the field was at the head of the lane. He, along with My Loot, who was also back early, were able to separate themselves from the pack. Both made a strong run to the wire. Now a 12-2 final quarter, pretty fair enough. A couple of notes on the also-rans in the Louisiana Derby. Louisiana-bred Sunbeam was charging up the rail, but was shut off in the lane. Palace Malice had a pretty rough go of it. And third-place finisher Departing made really good headway through the crowd while making just his 4th career start. Now Revolutionary has all the connections. It's got a deep pedigree on the bottom side that was nurtured by William S. Farish, and now he's shown us twice that he can overcome adversity and get the job done. He's got to be one of the favorites come May 4th. Another favorite, and likely sentimental choice for the Derby, will be Stuart Janney III and Phipps Stables' Orb, who dazzled us again at Gulfstream Park in the 9-furlong Bezalel Stables Florida Derby. The Florida Derby brought together a big three: last year's 2-year-old champ Shanghai Bobby, Holy Bull winner It's My Lucky Day, and Fountain of Youth winner Orb. Shanghai Bobby was in the most difficult spot, breaking from the rail, and a little more reliant on the early pace than the other two. And Shanghai Bobby would be less than impressive in the Florida Derby, fading to finish 5th, beaten more than 10 lengths, was never really able to get off the rail. But it would be Orb who set Chile mid-pack early as a moderate pace unfolded up front. It's My Lucky Day had a slight edge, being to his inside around the bend, but it was pretty obvious these two were going to mix it up with a stubborn Merit Man on the front end. Now, with a final 8th of 13 flat, it was impressive visually to see Orb slowly grind down It's My Lucky Day and then pull away. Another 1/8 of a mile doesn't look like a problem for the son of Malibu Moon. Orb came out of the race great, according to trainer Shug McGahee. However, there are two dilemmas. First will be his rider, as John Velasquez is also the pilot of Verrazano, who will be on the favorite next weekend at the Wood Memorial. Another concern stacking up against the win is Dreaming of Julia, who left a good, lively for dead in the Gulfstream Oaks at the same 9-furlong trip, and her time was nearly 2 seconds faster than Orb's. 29 years ago, McGahee sent out his first Kentucky Derby starters. Pine Circle ran 6th, and Van Landingham ran 16th. In 1984 behind Claiborne Farms Swale that day. McGahee came back in 1989 with a favorite entry of Easygoer and Awe-Inspiring, and they ran 2-3 behind Sunday Silence. Now, if you thought we'd get to 2013 and still be waiting for the Hall of Fame trainer to be wearing his first blanket of roses, here's hoping he gets a good run at it with Orb. Come back next week. We'll take a look at the Wood Memorial and Santa Anita Derby. For bloodhorse.com, I'm Evan Hammonds. Thanks for watching.